Welcome to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. Each month, we'll feature business and community leaders sharing their stories, initiatives, concerns, and passions. Learn practical information regarding community resources and opportunities. Now, the host of Business Voice, Greece Regional Chamber President and CEO, Sarah Lentini.
Hi, everybody. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Parado Funeral Home. I am, as always, your host, Sarah Lentini. I'm also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. We have a really special show for you today, starting with my first guest. He is the man of the hour. I think he's been all over the media lately because he's doing some very exciting things that are going to benefit the Rochester and the Greece community. Welcome, Jay Speranza.
Hi, how do you do, Sarah?
Great to have you on the show, Jay. I have to tell you that I've heard your name for a long time, and you've got a wonderful reputation as a chef, as a restaurateur, an entrepreneur, and that centers around a couple of restaurants now. But I think I want to start with the one that just opened in Greece, Cotoletta. Tell us about Cotoletta.
Cotoletta was an idea that was born out of a desire to. Well, it was a couple different avenues. It was born out of a desire to do something in that milieu, something with sandwiches, something a little more casual than what I usually do, and something that I'm, very fond of. And it was an opportunity to do it in an area that I think thought and have been gratified to find out I was correct up till now, would be very receptive to it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, people are so happy that you've opened Cotoletta, which is now open, folks, and it's at Elmridge Center. Am I saying the plaza right? Elmridge Center Plaza?
That is correct, yes.
Right, beautiful, which has, lots of other great stores and some other restaurants and also some new businesses that are coming online. I just want to mention Dazzling Desserts, which is right next to you because Cotoletta is a new member of the Greece Regional Chamber, so is Dazzling Desserts, and there are other exciting places coming online, such as Bozza's Pasta. I don't think that's a state secret.
Be great.
Yeah, it is. Talk about synergistics. So go ahead.
No, you go.
I was just going to say, so the Chamber was lucky enough to get to do an after-hours event at Cotoletta recently. I think we're in there fairly early, and first of all, beautiful space, really, highly stylized, very nice looking, and wonderful staff. You really have a nice team. And, the food that we saw, that I smelled and saw and that everybody was enjoying, they were pizzas, but they weren't your average pizzas. So you said it's a casual menu, and it is, but let's talk about the food. What is on the menu at Cotoletta?
Oh, well, we have a variety of, like you said, it was pizzas. They're grandma style, all square pizzas, kind of harkening back to what I used to have. My grandmother would make that style of pizza. I think a lot of grandmothers did. And it was probably a little more common back then with some of the bakeries in Rochester were still going, like Veltri comes to mind right away. They always had a great pizza, both round and square. And we just wanted to kind of look back at that era, even with the design of the place you mentioned. We really wanted to have a place that kind of evoked a certain time and place, somewhere mid-century to the early 70s, that kind of could have been anywhere between the mid-60s or late 50s right up into the mid-70s. So that was what we were trying to evoke, and we kind of added some homey touches like the timber paneling that was in so many of our grandparents' basements and that kind of thing. So, we put some thought into it, and I appreciate you bringing it up.
Yeah, no, it's really nice looking. The food, I think, is going to ultimately be the thing that people love best. How could they not? But the space itself is very nice, and it sounds like you wanted the place to be comfortable. The menu to be a little more casual, the place to be comfortable. And I think you succeeded.
A little more casual, a little more approachable. For families, you can come there a few times a week. It's not gonna break the bank wide open on you.
That's also nice.
It's casual enough to have small children, and we really wanted to make a place that everybody could be comfortable at.
Yeah, and the menu's got these, I mean, pizzas, it doesn't even seem like they're so good. They're so special that I just want to get that across. All kinds of pizzas, beautifully made. Yeah. And then pasta and salad. You have some salads on the menu too, don't you?
Oh, yeah. We have the chopped salad everybody's really responded well to. And we have a wedge salad that's kind of an Italianate wedge, if you will, with gorgonzola and, replacing like the traditional tomatoes and bacon with pancetta and olives, and it's a nice dish. It's a nice salad. It's refreshing, and people have really seemed to, like I said, responded well to it.
Yeah, it's got the J. Speranza touch, I'm hearing. So you basically these are your modifications, right? I mean,
Oh, sure. Yeah. We did all the recipes and all the dishes and tested them out for a little bit, and ran with it.
If you ever need somebody to help you test anything, by the way, I'm volunteering.
The first one I call.
Thanks so
Very
much.
good.
Very funny. I'm sure you've got a long list of people that have said that to you. And
we have a little black book of potential tasters.
Very
we'll
nice.
Put it that way.
Very nice. Yeah. Well, so as if all that weren't enough, because you've just opened Cotoletta, and that's very exciting. And I think there's tremendous buzz around the new restaurant. And you're right. The town of Greece is very excited about having Cotoletta in its midst. And of course, Greece is, there are lots of Italians in Greece. I don't think I'm telling anybody anything when I say that. And of course,
I feel very at home.
I bet you do. Yes. And of course, the town of Greece is the largest town in Monroe County by far. It's like over 96,000 people. It's, I tell people this and they kind of look at me like, no, you're making it up. But I say to them, it's about the population of the city of Albany, which is 98,000 people. And
right.
And it is. So
it's something.
It's something. It's quite large. So terrific that you're there. But as if that weren't enough, Jay, you're also moving your very well-established and beloved restaurant, Tony D's, at the same time, right?
Yes, we are. We're actually finishing construction up. Cross your fingers and light a candle.
Okay.
In the next couple of weeks. But we're closing in on it. We have a little bit of work left to do, but we're anticipating and hoping to be open before the end of the month.
And where's the new location?
The new location is on University Avenue at 1290 University. It's in a real nice spot as you're approaching 490, heading towards Brighton and the East Avenue area. So we're very happy with the location. We have a lovely back deck that's going to be great. We have an expanded event space that we really hope to make available to people and create some special moments for them, whether it's a christening or a wedding or, whatever the event may be. Bar mitzvahs, you name it. We think we're trying to make a real nice space for people to make some lovely memories.
It sounds great. First of all, patio, we're talking outdoors. That's going to be really popular. That's
going to be fun.
Yeah.
And the space itself, we renovated rather extensively. It had been Pomodoro some years ago.
Oh, sure.
And it's a lovely space, great bones, but we wanted to put our imprint on it. So we came in and pretty much started over. So we're just about at the finish line, and we can't be more excited to get the doors open and get some people in the seats and start having some fun and have that same kind of Tony D's vibe and great food and warm service that we've tried to provide all these years.
That's great. And now this menu is a little bit different, right? Is Tony D's got maybe a little bit more of a...
Than Cotoletta?
Yes. Sorry, I should have said that.
Yeah, that's okay. Tony D's, it's definitely, it's just a little different. I don't want to use the word formal because we're not at all formal or stuffy, but it is, there's higher-end dishes on it. We'll put it that way. Higher-end ingredients, higher-end products. We do a variety of steaks and fresh fish and seafood. So naturally your price point's going to go up a little bit. But it's, just again to emphasize, by no means are we, hoity-toity or fancy. It's still, we remain what we are.
Really, really good food with a little bit extra because you really are. You're quite the chef. And, I know I don't usually do this, but I actually went to the Tony D's sites as well as the Cotoletta site. I've already been seeing this because, we've posted stuff about Cotoletta, and the response that we're getting is phenomenal. The response you're getting on your own sites is phenomenal. And then I was reading the comments. My gosh, people love pretty much every single thing on every menu. And all I could think of is, not only does that mean you're a great chef, but it also means you've got to be very, very exacting and demanding, with yourself, because you're the head chef. Are you the head chef of both restaurants?
Yes.
Wow.
At the end of the day, it's my name, so we have to. And we are blessed with a lovely team. I have my family involved in both places, which is quite a like I said, it's a blessing, and we're very fortunate to have it. And I have great support both from my family, wonderful staff who is like a second family. And, we're building that same culture and same familial kind of bond at Cotoletta as we've managed to do at Tony D's over the last 15 years. So
that's great.
We're very excited. We really are. It's an exciting time. That's
terrific. Well, I know that you've been doing this for a while, right? How long have you been...
I am getting old, yes. That's what you're
that was not what I was saying. Stop
that. That is undeniably true. Yes, I've been doing this, I guess since I was really seriously since I was about 24. So I'm 55 now, so 31 years.
Oh,
31 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Sneaks up on you, doesn't it? Wow.
It sure does. It doesn't seem like it's been that long. When I say it out loud, I kind of startle myself.
and I'm guessing that you learned how to cook and developed your recipes over a long period of time. And it sounds like it started with nonna in the kitchen, right?
It started with what? Say that one more time for me.
Nonna, with your grandmother, maybe. I don't know.
Nonna. Yes, I'm sorry. I just didn't hear you correctly. My grandparents, both my grandparents, my grandmothers, but particularly my father's mother, who we lived in Rochester, and they lived in Rochester. My other grandparents were in Albany. So, I spent more time with them naturally. And, it was always a big part of our life. And Sunday dinner there every week, which was Bacchanalian feast that, regardless of time of year or temperature, always seemed to stretch out for about 4.5 hours and include multiple courses. So, it was wonderful. My mother's a very good cook. And, it was always part of our life growing up.
Yeah.
And, I started down a different path, but made a U-E back to the food at some point.
Oh,
so,
what was the different path?
My father's a pretty notable attorney in Western New York, and the idea was to follow in those footsteps. But as I began to go to school and do things and take jobs in restaurants, it really kind of got in my blood. And after a little while, there was kind of no denying what I really felt passionate about.
Isn't that great? How nice that you found it and that it's a passion. There's, no better joy than doing, that's how you should spend your life, doing something you're really passionate about.
Yeah,
something you love.
That's always nice and a lucky break when, your career path and your passions kind of dovetail.
Yeah, sure is. So I don't want to let you go without just making sure one more time that people know you've got two wonderful restaurants, one that's being, somewhat reimagined, at least the space, and the other that is brand new and online in Greece. So Cotoletta in Greece, what is the address again?
440 Elmridge Center.
Elmridge Center. So Elmridge Center Plaza is really what you need to know, folks. You can come right up West Ridge Road, heading west, and Elmridge Center Plaza. There's a stoplight right there. You can pull right in, pull straight down, and there will be Cotoletta's plenty of free parking and lots of wonderful food. And you also, my memory is that you actually have a bar as well as part of the restaurant, correct?
Yes, we do. We have a full service bar.
Yeah, which is nice.
As well.
Yeah, so if you're,
nice. It's a nice feature because it's a small place, and generally you don't see that with the type of atmosphere and food that we have. So it's a nice little bonus.
Yeah, it is. That keeps it from being, it makes it much more attractive if you're looking to go out. You're taking your special,
have a glass of wine,
your special
have a cocktail.
person out. Yeah,
right.
very, Very nice. And that is open, Cotoletta, Elmridge Center Plaza, completely open and available. And I think you guys are probably open starting on Tuesdays, right? Most restaurants are closed on Mondays?
Tuesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
11 a.m. we open. During the week, kitchen closes at 9, 10 on Friday and Saturday, and I believe 8 p.m. on Sunday.
That's great. That's a lot of availability. That's really lovely. And then Tony D's, everybody's beloved Tony D's, is going to be reopening on University Avenue in the site where the former Pomodoros was. Beautiful deck, just perfect for the weather that's about to break if it hasn't already. And, and of course, you got a decent amount of free parking there as well, and an event space on top of it that I'm very excited about because chambers are always looking for nice event spaces. And, of course, wonderful, wonderful food. Jay Speranza of Tony D's and Cotoletta's, thank you so very much for being with us here today on Business Voice.
Well, thank you for having me. As always, it's a pleasure speaking with you, Sarah.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You do the same.
Thank you. All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Do not flip that dial.
Families who choose cremation may worry about security. Are the ashes in the urn, in fact, their loved ones? Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home is Monroe County's exclusive provider of cremation with confidence. Their 10-step cremation process guarantees that the cremated remains returned to you are those of your loved one. To learn more about cremation with confidence, call Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home, 720-6000.
Since 1983, Herco Computers is Rochester's first and most experienced custom computer system builder. Herco Computers is proud to be working with many of our original customers, including the Greece Chamber of Commerce. Whether you need a custom business PC, gaming system, or network server, Herco Computers can build you a custom computer system that exceeds your expectations. Herco Computers also offers complete IT support for your business. We can configure your business network, provide security from viruses and ransomware to keep your business or medical office running the way it should be. Herco Computers is also a full-service provider of network wiring, Wi-Fi, and network camera systems. Need to upgrade from Windows 7? Give Herco Computers a call at 227-1270 to discuss your options to get your business upgraded to Windows 10. Herco Computers is proudly locally owned and operated since 1983. Call us at 227-1270 and schedule your Herco Computers free IT evaluation. Herco Computers, 227-1270.
Yeti to Work is Rochester's talent acquisition partner based right in Greece, New York. We offer full-service recruitment functions for businesses of all sizes and all roles, from IT to manufacturing to sales and everything in between. We also offer exclusive discounts and benefits for members of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. If you're having a tough time finding employees, give us a call. We'll help you through the process and find that next great hire. Visit YetiToWork.com.
Call 419-344-4646.
The one media outlet you can count on. The voice of liberty. The WYSL stations.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home. I am Sarah Lentini, as always your host, also the president and CEO of the Chamber. And I'm delighted to welcome my next guest, never been on the show before, member of the Chamber, Austin Spite of Human Interest. Welcome, Austin.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm delighted that you're here. So, Human Interest is a name that begs explanation. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about the company, and I think you've got a very specific focus, right?
Yes, very specific focus. Mm-hmm. So Human Interest is a 401k record keeper and TPA, or what's referred to by the industry as a bundled provider. The 401k industry as a whole is very fragmented. So typically you have your record keeper separate from your TPA, and then often you have a financial advisor as well, which we also work with. So we're a bundled solution.
What is a TPA?
Third-party administrator.
Thank you. Okay.
You're very welcome.
So, and a 401k is different from a 403b.
Yep.
And all those other vehicles. Is it really exclusively 401ks that you work with? And what kind of organizations would use a 401k? Do you have to be a for-profit?
Yeah, so we do both 401k and 403b.
Okay.
So we're both of those. We don't do anything else. That's it. That's all we do. And
in an era where everybody does everything, that is very refreshing.
It's honestly one of the main reasons I left my prior position and joined Human Interest. So
really?
I wanted to have that passion focus in one area, and here we are today.
That's great. So you've been in the industry, though, for a while, it sounds like.
Yeah, the benefits industry as a whole for about 10 years.
Oh, wow. That's a decent amount of time. So you've been in more than one place, so you've kind of got a perspective on it.
I think so.
Was it in Rochester? Or are you like
Rochester born and raised.
Rochester born and raised. Love it.
That's right.
So is Human Interest... it's not a company that I had been familiar with before you guys joined and we met you. So is Human Interest a company that works, throughout the region? How big of a footprint does it have, and who do you serve geographically?
Yeah. So Human Interest is a national company.
That explains it. It's national.
Yep. We're based out of San Francisco. We were born and raised out of San Francisco as a company.
Great place to visit, by the way.
Yeah, I've never been. I'd love to get there. Well, I was hired during the pandemic, so I didn't have the chance.
So it's coming.
It should be. It should be.
Nice.
But yeah, so the company was born out of San Francisco, and we've kind of grown across the country, and now we're at about 13,000 clients nationwide.
Wow.
So
that's huge.
Yeah, and I'd say probably somewhere in the 175 client range in the Western New York region. So.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Growing ever faster.
And is that your role?
Yes, my role is completely encompassed in sourcing our business. So what I do is I build partnerships within the upstate New York region, and my role is to get the business sourced, get the leads, and then assign them to one of my internal sales reps to actually close the business. So I'm entirely focused on business sourcing, lead sourcing.
What I would have called in the old days business development, yes?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I've got to keep up with this language. So Western New York is a big footprint, too. Does that include Buffalo? Or?
Sure does.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So you do go like up to Syracuse? Or?
So I kind of stop in the Victor area. Canandaigua, I would say, is about as far east as I would go. We do have someone covering central New York, so I'm just Western New York.
So, but the company as a whole is in other parts of New York State as well as being national. But I mean, and because it started in San Francisco, are we the last frontier? Ironically, over here on the east side of the country.
Yeah, we are. We
nice.
are the last frontier. Northeast, we built out this team. I was one of the first members on the Northeast team.
Neat.
So yeah, we built that out a couple of years ago and have been expanding ever since. I mean, matter of fact, I believe I was one of 7 people originally hired to cover the Northeast, and now we have about 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're really growing. That's wonderful. So 401ks, 403bs, those are retirement vehicles.
That's
I know that much.
Yes.
And, you're covering both for-profit and not-profit ground. Mm-hmm. So it kind of sounds like a business of any size could come to you and get your expertise, get your help?
So the lion's share of our business is in the sub 50 employee range.
Oh.
So we're a provider that is focused on small business.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yep.
And that's actually smart because that's probably where the volume is as well. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, there are going to be more small businesses than the really big ones. So, every company has something that distinguishes and you already mentioned, for starters, that yours exclusively focuses on.
That's right.
So I'm guessing that's part of it. So
that's definitely part of it.
And if you exclusively focus on something, you probably know it really well.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So because we're born out of San Francisco, we are considered by the industry to be a financial technology company.
Okay.
So our technology is really our differentiator. So what we bring to the table is something that makes it as easy and as simple as possible for employees to participate in a 401k plan. The intent behind that is we found that the more work it takes for an employee to get into a retirement savings program, the less likely they're going to do it. So with the reality in mind that there's tens of millions of Americans not saving for retirement, the ease of use is of paramount importance to us. So technology is really where we shine, and as well as our leveraging that for our partnerships. So,
and does it have to, you mentioned there are a lot of people that don't have a 401k or a 403b.
That's right.
Which kind of leaves them vulnerable as they get older and look at retirement. So what are some of the obstacles? Is it that businesses think they're going to have to spend a fortune to provide that kind of a platform or that kind of a program for their employees?
Yeah, price and administration are the biggest obstacles that a small business would see with starting a retirement plan on their own. Until someone actually talks to them about it and walks them through what it looks like, the premonition is that it's going to be very, very hard.
And you can make it easy.
That's right.
But is it also possible for it to be manageable, affordable, manageable in terms of money?
Yep. So both issues we tackled head on from both the cost and administration perspective. Technology obviously alleviated a lot of the administration, so that allows us to really excel for business owners there. But it also allows us to automate a lot. The technology allows us to automate a lot of the typical work processes, and thus lower costs because there's less human capital working on it.
Having said that, you're still there if somebody needs, human assistance, right?
That's right. Yeah.
With a name like Human Interest.
That's right. Absolutely.
And because I think that might be the other thing. We're at this point where there's, there are those of us who didn't grow up with all of this technology, but we've gotten used to it. We realize it's here to stay. And then there are, others that have, pretty much always had technology around them. Sort of been developed in a petri dish of technology, and for people who don't have this as their reference point, it can be a little bit scary when someone talks about technology because you think, oh God, I'm going to have to learn yet another something in order to be able to participate in this. But and it's great to have a wonderful online platform. And I really don't represent a generation, so I should make that really clear. But but at the same time, it's always good to know that you can reach out and call somebody and get walked through whatever it is that you're having a struggle with. So is that part of what you offer?
Absolutely. So in our view, the sales and service side of things, the onboarding side of things will always be something where people are involved. Our goal really is operationally to limit the amount of human hands that have to touch a product to avoid human error and as well, like I mentioned, cut costs for the end user. So service always going to be something where we have a human involved.
That's great.
Yep.
And how do people get in touch with you? How do they find you? And should they be looking for you, Austin, or who are the key people to reach out to and contacts?
Yeah. So I specifically work with financial advisors, payroll companies, benefits brokers, CPAs, insurance agents. Those are my specific roles. Target focus on building a partnership with, to then help them reach their clients and add value to their prospects, and inadvertently bring human interest to business. So that is our business model. We do not have a team that solicits outside of that business model.
Oh.
So yeah, it's very much so focused on let's see how we do this and help people sell their own product as well.
So if I own a business or I'm running a nonprofit, how do I reach you then? Do you have a website?
Sure do. Yep. Humaninterest.com.
That's nice and simple. Humaninterest.com.
That is right.
And everything is on the website.
Yes, it is.
We could say phone numbers and other things, but honestly, if you go to humaninterest.com, you are going to find the phone number that you need.
That's right.
In order to be able to reach out to Austin and other members of the team here in Western New York. And some of the businesses in the area may not just be functioning in this region, so it's great to know that you're national.
Yep.
So, but they can enter through you, correct?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. All right.
Absolutely.
And no other products. A complete focus. 403Bs, 401Ks. I know you said 401K first, but I just switched the order a little bit.
All good.
Yeah, and sounds like you guys are taking the world by storm.
That is the goal.
That is the goal.
That is the goal. Well, there's so few competitors out there for us, and there's so much need in the market that it really is a perfect opportunity.
And I didn't know that. There are very few competitors in this space?
Yeah, very, very few. Largely because of the fact that it's very hard for businesses that don't have the ability to leverage technology to make a profit in the small business space for retirement plans. Very, very difficult. And so your business has to almost be focused and built around small businesses, because if it's not, they just can't enter the market. There's just no way for them to find it profitable.
So yours is a very intentional, carefully designed product and model.
That's right.
And it works. Obviously, it works.
Yep.
And you're growing. And we love having you guys on the membership. So thank you very, very much. And
My
we're
pleasure.
Delighted that we've got a resource in you that small businesses, both members and non-members, small businesses in the region, and I'm sure larger ones as well, can take advantage of. I didn't hear you say that you would turn away somebody if they were a little too big.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
we do have some enterprise-sized clients. I think last I checked, we had 5 or 6 with 1,000+ employees. So we do work in a larger space, but again, our focus has been and remains to be the small business market.
Wonderful. Austin Spite, Human Interest. That's humaninterest.com, by the way, humaninterest.com. Thank you so much for being with us here today on Business Voice.
You're very welcome. Thanks again for having me.
You're very, very welcome. All right, don't go away. We're going to be right back with my next guest. Do not flip that dial.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. At Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home, the focus is always on how your loved one lived. Bartolomeo and Prado has been helping families create meaningful tributes and celebrating unique lives for 3 generations. They treat your family like their own, always with the utmost compassion, warmth, and care. When you're in need, call Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 720-6000.
If you're looking for an opportunity to play a vital role in the fast-growing field of healthcare, then consider earning a degree in medical reimbursement and coding from Bryant and Stratton College. With curriculum built around the same standards and software used in the industry, you'll graduate with the skills and confidence needed to sit for key certification exams required by employers. And this program is now offered in a new blended learning format, combining the best of instructor-led face-to-face classroom instruction with virtual learning, giving you the flexibility to earn your degree in a way that best suits your schedule and life. Plus, thanks to Career Life Prep, you'll have a team to help chart your path, learn the soft skills employers are looking for, gain valuable professional connections, and enjoy career services support for life. So learn more about a career in medical reimbursement and coding today at bryantstratton.edu. Bryant and Stratton College, for every and in life. For important information and disclosures, please visit bryantstratton.edu/disclosures. Bryant and Stratton College complies with applicable state authorization regulations for distance education in all other states.
If you're looking to market and grow your business, make new business connections, and give back to the community in a meaningful way, consider joining the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're the largest suburban chamber in Monroe County, and we offer networking, education, marketing, insurance, and advocacy. You do not need to live or work in Greece to join. Our members come from throughout the region. In short, we're better together, and together, we're moving business forward. Visit greecechamber.org or call 585-227-7272 to join today.
This is Christy Hill, General Manager for the Village at Mill Landing. Our community just feels wonderful. Beautiful apartments, fantastic amenities, and a unique and vibrant activities program, including our exclusive Hometown Cafe. What really makes us special? It's our people. Let me introduce you to Lucas and Brandy.
This is Lucas.
And Brandy, and we are your Hometown Cafe baristas.
Come visit us where we'll mix up our daily special and chat with good friends over cocktails.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Visit us at thevillageatmilllanding.com to learn more. The Village at Mill Landing, the community with a whole lot of heart.
Safeguarding your freedoms and your future. The WYSL stations.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home. I am Sarah Lentini, your host. As always, I'm also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. I'm delighted to welcome my next guest, David Finger, who is the president of Rochester Professional Consultants Network. Welcome, David.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Sarah.
So Rochester Professional Consultants Network sounds like a big, diverse, broad group of folks who do all sorts of things. Is it? Tell us a little bit about the group.
It is. RPCN, as we like to shorten it up because it is a mouthful, is an educational and support organization for individuals, most of which are consultants, but many of us are just solopreneurs doing our own business. And everything we do really is about educating and informing and supporting each other and the other folks that attend our sessions. It's great to be on the giving end all the time.
That's great. And roughly, how long have you been doing what you're doing, and are you a nonprofit organization?
Yes, we're a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We've been around for over 30 years.
Wow.
According to our logo, which says for 30 years. And it has been a very strong organization in the area. We've attracted an awful lot of folks, not just individual business owners, but also people in business that can use the support services and the education that we provide.
That's great. And how long have you been? Did I say correctly that you're the president of the organization?
Yes, I'll be the president through June. Every July 1st, we rotate, and our elected position is the vice president, who then becomes president. I've been with the organization since 2019, and have been a board member since 2020. It's been a really big part of my business and my networking life for the past several years.
That's great. And what is your business?
My business is the Computer Gardener. I help individuals and small businesses with technology problems of all kinds. I've been doing that for a little over 30 years.
Oh, is that all?
Is that all? Yeah. I'm a little different than many of the consultants that are there. I do have consulting work that I do, but most of what I do is fix things that aren't working.
That's great. Well, that sounds like a nice and simple, but it covers a multitude of things, especially when it comes to computers and technology. Wow. So you've seen a lot of changes in that universe, and it sounds like you're the person to turn to, especially now when it's actually more important than ever to get assistance when it comes to computers and technology, and it can be harder than ever to actually get it. At least that's my experience. I don't know if that's really borne out in the real world.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. As a matter of fact, every month we have 4 Friday meetings. They're both in person and virtual with RPCN. The first and third are forums, the technology forum and the business forum, respectively. And on the technology forum, folks get to come and ask all kinds of technology questions. Our host, Steve Royal, says, if it has electrons flowing through it, we can help. And the forums are great because people ask each other the questions, and the group provides the answers. There's no resident experts per se on that, and that is a really good example of how RPCN provides the support and education to our members, and the forums are free to the public.
Wow, what a great service. So what was that, every Thursday, you said?
Every Friday morning from 8 a.m. till 9:30, and we are on Zoom, and we're also in person. We are getting some space at the Al Siegel Center.
Oh, nice.
And it's wonderful, wonderful meeting space we have there. So we have a fully hybrid meeting every Friday morning at 8.
And that's when the technology forum is taking place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first Friday is the technology forum. The third Friday is the business forum, and the other 2 Fridays are Learn from the Best series, where we have guest speakers come in and talk about a specific topic. It could range from insurance to taxes, to all kinds of things that are of interest to individuals and solopreneurs.
That's great, and it's free and open to the community. The forums.
Our Learn from the Best series are open to the public, but it's free for members, and for non-members there's a small fee, which you can apply to your membership.
Well, very nice. That's a smart idea. So it sounds like you've got multiple markets in a sense, because your membership is probably made up of consultants, just guessing from your name, and businesses. But it sounds as though you potentially are also serving not just folks that are in business, but also folks that are in the community. Am I understanding this correctly?
Absolutely. A very, very accurate way of putting it. Our members are varied as far as what they do for a living. Many are consultants, but many are just individual businesses, kind of like me. The folks that attend our meetings are really anyone who's looking for answers on the topic that may apply. We have folks that are students. We have folks that are starting new businesses, and whether it's a consulting business or a retail business or whatever. And the subjects that we cover in our weekly meetings apply to almost everybody. And we we get a large, very diverse crowd.
That's terrific. And did you say that you're going to be at the Al Siegel Center, or you already are using that space?
We already are using it. We started renting space from them because we wanted a place where we could be in person and also be able to have folks visit from Zoom land.
Mm-hmm.
So we are renting the Victor conference room at Al Siegel. It's a very nice facility with great setup, and so folks can be in person if they're comfortable, or they can also attend via Zoom if they want to say they're driving.
That's great, because the Siegel Center is, pretty centrally located, and I imagine there's lots of free parking, and that's a great campus. So
it is. It aligns well. It aligns well with RPCN, our service to others model. Is really what Al Siegel is all about. So it was a really good opportunity for us to get together and use their space.
And is Al Siegel involved in RPCN, or is someone from the Al Siegel Center involved as well, or it was just serendipitous the space became available and you learned about it?
It was serendipitous. We knew about the organization and we were looking for some space, and we checked with them, and they were thrilled because when they found out what we do, they said, this is exactly up our alley, so this is great to have you using our space.
Well, that's nice when that happens. It's the stars aligned. So if people are interested in joining or attending your spaces, or, where do they find out about your events, and how do they get in touch with you?
The easiest way is to go online at www.rochesterconsultants.org, and in there you'll find on our website our complete events list, a calendar of events, information about the organization, information on how to join, the different membership types we have. If you're a student or maybe you're starting a business for the first time, so there's different memberships that you can get there. And if they also want to look up a consultant, for example, maybe they're trying to hire a consultant for a specific need that they have, all of our members are listed so that folks can find them and hire them.
That's great. There are lots of resources on this website, again, for both businesses and for the community at large. And the web was pretty nice and concise. Was it rochesterconsultant.org or
Consultants, plural.
Plural.
RochesterConsultants.org. Yep.
Because you're a nonprofit.org. RochesterConsultants.org. I'll remember that now, RochesterConsultants.org. That's great. So how many folks are you looking to attract over the next year? Do you have a goal, or are you guys reaching out in additional ways? I don't know what other events you might have that people in the listening audience might be interested in.
We do have, we have our regular Friday meetings. We also have the Enhancing Human Capital meetings, which are, it's kind of a twist on human resources, but treating people as human capital as part of the overall business model. We have a large amount of information that gets discussed in those meetings. And from every now and then, we do have other events that we have mostly online. We'll be starting a marketing forum. Actually, at the end of this month is our first one, and we're going to try to figure out when we want to hold that. But it'll follow a format similar to the business and tech forums, where people come with their questions about marketing, and then the group answers their questions, provides them with some insight. So that's we try to have as much information giving exchanges as we can, and that's what we do to attract members and also the public.
I think you guys are a hidden gem. It sounds like you are, you've got lots of expertise in the membership, and you're sharing it very generously with people that have an interest or a need to learn about a particular area. It's pretty phenomenal, actually. And so the website's a resource, but obviously all these meetings and interactions are a resource. So I hope that people who are listening will check you guys out. That's RochesterConsultants.org, RochesterConsultants, plural.org. David Finger, you are, of course, the computer gardener, but you're also the president of Rochester Professional Consultants Network. We thank you so much for joining us here today on Business Voice.
Well, thank you very much for having us join you. We really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. All right, don't go away. Don't flip that dial. We're going to be right back with my next guest.
Every life has a story. Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home takes pride in helping families navigate the path to telling their loved one's unique story. It's difficult to avoid sadness at a time of loss, but sharing stories, pictures, and personal items can lead to a path of healing as you remember how special they were. Bartolomeo and Prado certified celebrants help to create a meaningful celebration. If you are in need or want to learn more, contact Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home at 720-6000.
If you're looking to market and grow your business, make new business connections, and give back to the community in a meaningful way, consider joining the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. We're the largest suburban chamber in Monroe County, and we offer networking, education, marketing, insurance, and advocacy. You do not need to live or work in Greece to join. Our members come from throughout the region. In short, we're better together, and together, we're moving business forward. Visit greecechamber.org or call 585-227-7272 to join today.
Depositing your money with Genesee Regional Bank helps strengthen the local community. That's because GRB lends its deposits so the community can grow and prosper. Genesee Regional Bank. Community banking, community building.
Visit grbbank.com. Member FDIC.
Have you felt the Village vibe? It's that feeling of confidence, a swagger that's only found when you visit the Village at Unity. It's laughter and joy. It's knowing that, hey, they've got this. Because what the Village does better than anyone is to help solve your senior housing problems. From dining to transportation and programs to security, you can be sure that the Village has it. Come and feel the Village vibe. Visit thevillageatunity.com and discover what your senior living experience could be.
More than 20,000 watts of truth. WYSL AM 1040, FM 92.1 and 95.5 West.
Welcome back. You're listening to Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce, sponsored by Bartolomeo and Prado Funeral Home. I'm Sarah Lentini, your host, as always, and also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. I'm delighted to welcome back to the show, because he's been on several times, Mike Mordenga of the Victors Gymnastics, and Mike is also the president of the Greece Chamber Charitable Foundation and its board of directors, and that's really the capacity that he's joining us in here today. Welcome, Mike.
Welcome, Sarah. Thanks for inviting me back.
Absolutely. So I wanted to have you on the show to give folks an early taste of what's coming down the pike with the Greece Chamber Charitable Foundation. What do you guys have planned?
Okay, well, we have, this will be our first annual golf tournament. And just maybe a little background, we have, as a chamber charitable foundation, we've been working to focus ourselves on our current initiative, which is to support nursing education through scholarships and grants to local nursing students. And the purpose of this foundation and now this golf tournament will be to support those local nursing education. So we have a golf tournament that will be at Ridgemont Country Club in Greece on Monday, June 26th. And a couple things about it. We do have many opportunities for not only players, individual and golf foursomes, as well as sponsorships. So we're looking forward to having a fun day at Ridgemont Country Club and having a great gathering of Greece community together to support this very local nursing education initiative that we have.
That's great.
One other thing that I'll point out is that we intend with this golf tournament, first year, we're also going to honor a local celebrity that has given back to the community. And for 2023, the honorary chairperson will be Doug Emblidge.
Wonderful. Love Doug Emblidge. And I know many, many people do. And, of course, Doug has been a terrific supporter of the Chamber and the MC of the Chamber's annual Community Awards for all 35 years that we've held a Community Awards event. So terrific that Doug is the honorary chair this year. And Mike, you're the chairperson of the golf committee, the one that's doing the nuts and bolts planning, correct?
Yeah, we have about 17 people on our committee.
Awesome.
One of the great things about the foundation and the golf committee is that all the members on the board and on this committee are all volunteer. So 100% of the proceeds that come out of either donations to the foundation and particularly this golf tournament will go to specifically to the purpose why the foundation was created. So we are able to use those funds directly for the purpose.
That's wonderful. It's terrific to be giving back to the community. Charitable causes are wonderful. The foundation's current focus is, of course, especially important and meaningful, given that the foundation is supporting local nursing education. And the foundation started doing that before COVID-19, if my memory serves, since I also serve on the foundation board. But of course, since COVID-19, I think we've really understood how important having enough nurses and good nurses, is to our community and to communities across the country, right?
Oh, absolutely. We before 2020 and the pandemic, we put together we kind of reinitiated the foundation with the Daniel Richardson Scholarship Fund, and Dan, who was certainly involved in the foundation and the chamber for many, many years, his focus also was, and his wife, Carol, was in nursing. So it made sense to not only honor him with a memorial fund, but also to kind of focus that fund towards nursing and nursing education. And maybe we were a little ahead of the curve because coming out of the pandemic, and particularly now, there's a greater need for nursing students and qualified nurses than ever before.
Yeah, it is. It's truly a dire need. So I don't think that anybody would disagree that it's a really important cause. Very unique cause for this particular golf tournament, this particular charitable golf tournament. And of course, it should also, as you said, be a whole lot of fun. A day of playing golf at the beautiful Ridgemont Country Club on West Ridge Road in Greece, which is, a great place. And I know I believe you're very involved there. And I know that you've got a ton of experience yourself as a golfer and also a ton of experience putting on golf tournaments. So we're really grateful to you for leading the charge here. And with Doug Embledge as our honorary tournament chair and beautiful weather that, fingers crossed, we're going to get on Monday, June 26th. That's Monday, June 26th. We hope that people participate in some way, whether, as you said, whether it's sponsoring, and there are a lot of sponsorship opportunities, or whether it's actually playing, getting together a foursome and going out with your friends and playing on the golf course and knowing that it's for a good cause. I do think that at this point, if people are interested, they can go to the website, the Chamber's website, and they'll find, a downloadable PDF with, all the information that we're talking about, right, at greasechamber.org. So if folks are interested, they can go to greasechamber.org. I think we've got a slide right up on the home page, the first slide on the rotating billboard, and we also have, a foundation section, which you'll find on the navigation bar. And if you click on that, that's going to take you to some information pretty quickly, pretty visibly as well. So, Mike, are we leaving anything out here? We want to make sure that people get this date on their calendars. That's Monday, June 26th at Ridgemont Country Club, and that they check out the Chamber's website for more information, which is greasechamber.org. You put in anything like Grease Chamber, I think you're going to find us pretty easily when you Google.
Yeah. The only thing I would add is that we do have early bird specials by May 20th. And so anybody that's interested in golfing, we have a better rate before May 20th. So, and anyone who's interested in sponsoring, we have a number of sponsorship opportunities, and those, again, we would like to hear by May 20th. So, and all those will be available on the website where you can get more details and register and pay.
Beautiful. And I hope that that folks come in early. Thank you so much for mentioning the early bird special. This really it's really a place where the early bird gets the worm. You're going to get a better deal if you come in early. So don't wait, because you'll be kicking yourself if you miss the early bird pricing. Mike Mordenga from the Victor's Gymnastics, as well as the Greece Chamber Charitable Foundation, and now the Greece Chamber Charitable Foundation Golf Tournament. Thank you so very much for being with us here today on Business Voice.
Great. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it.
That just about does it for us here today on Business Voice, a program of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. You've been listening to us now for the past hour, so hopefully you know that I'm Sarah Lentini, your host, also the president and CEO of the Greece Regional Chamber. I want to thank my guests today. What great guests. Jay Speranza of the new Cotoletta restaurant in Greece. Also the chef and owner of Tony D's, which is moving to University Avenue and about to reopen. We're very excited about both. Austin Spite from Human Interest, a wonderful company that is growing in leaps and bounds and is really focused on the 401k, 403b market and focuses on small businesses in addition. David Finger, the president of Rochester Professional Consultants Network, which is a great group, a nonprofit group that just provides fantastic expertise, to the community, and of course is a great meeting place for consultants and businesses of all sorts. And, of course, Mike Mordenga, who is president and CEO of the Victor's Gymnastics in Greece, but is also the president of the Greece Chamber Charitable Foundation, which is this year, for the first time, going to be holding a Greece Chamber Charitable Foundation annual golf tournament at Ridgemont Country Club on Monday, June 26th. We're delighted that Doug Embledge is going to be our honorary tournament chair. Doug Embledge, who is a longtime friend of the Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce. And we're hoping that folks have marked that on their calendars. Go to greecechamber.org to find out information about how to sponsor the event. There are lots of different levels of sponsorship, great for getting your business name out there. And also, of course, there's playing golf. So if you're into golf, this is something you want to check out, and there is an early bird deadline, so you want to do it early so you get the best price possible. And, of course, the focus of this is increasing and enhancing local nursing education, increasing the number of nurses and the quality of nurses and nursing education in our region, something that I think is going to be near and dear to many of our hearts. So we hope that you check us out on the web. That's greecechamber.org, greecechamber.org, and until next time, be well.
You've been listening to Business Voice. The Greece Regional Chamber of Commerce serves businesses, nonprofits, and individuals throughout the region, focusing on promoting economic and community development and serving as the voice for business. The Chamber offers networking, education, advocacy, community events, and business services. It serves as an important platform for business leaders and citizens to come together in support of common goals.